Game books.
It's the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Delivered by new melts from Pizza Hut. Cheesy, crispy, and loaded with toppings for just $6.99. Enough for two, price for one. New Pizza Hut melts. Only at Pizza Hut.
Lakers basketball is a final.
877-710 ESPN.
It's the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Tipping off now.
Here's Alan Sliwa.
All right, that was exhausting. Not going to lie, Laker fans. 129-123 Lakers in OT over the New York Knicks. Lakers finally get a win on this five-game road trip. They are 1-2 now. Still got a chance to do. I know I had mentioned this before the road trip started. I mentioned in the pregame show that I might be delusional, but still got a chance to accomplish what, in my opinion, was the goal coming into this road trip was go 3-2. Come back to Crypto.com, 3-2. You got that game against the Oklahoma City Thunder. I want to say it's a week from today, something along those lines, which, by the way, is kind of matching up to when Braun could potentially break the all-time scoring record. So you got the win against the New York Knicks. I don't believe the game should have went to overtime. I thought there was a moment that once a game did go into OT, just based on how the Lakers have played in overtimes here, I think they were 1-4 coming in, that are the Lakers really going to lose this game? Some poor, I would say, shot selection, poor execution down the stretch, which kind of has been the theme in a lot of these games that they've lost late. But I'm not going to complain too much about that because the Lakers walked out of Madison Square Garden with a win tonight. And I think it's safe to say for the Lakers, there's a lot of times that you felt like, hey, they played good enough to win, but they lost. And this one, you know, you can kind of look at it a couple different ways, but they could have lost this game, and they didn't. And they found a way to win the game. And whether it took overtime or it didn't, it's a incredibly – they were about to go down 6 games below 500 with now 30 games left on the season. You just can't do that. There's going to come a point here where making up ground in the Western Conference, it's already going to be a challenge. I mean, we could all sit here and say, yeah, but look how many teams are close together. Lakers are the only team out of this bunch in the Western Conference that have 28 losses. There isn't even a team in front of them that has 27 losses, unless something changed today. No, it hasn't. So the last thing you want to do is start digging yourself a hole where the chances of you coming back becomes more and more unlikely. And, you know, obviously for the Lakers, you got to get, at least at the absolute worst, you got to be a part of this playing tournament. I would even argue that you got to be a part of the top 6, but they got to start building some momentum. And certainly, at least for right now, for just tonight as we sit here, I'd much rather walk away with a win where you can point at all these different areas that the Lakers could have been better, the execution could have been better at the end, than doing it for another loss. I mean, we've already done that 28 different times this year where the Lakers have lost, so they're 24-28 now on the season. They need a break from the everyday. Well, fans, it might be your lucky day because tonight, Fantasy Springs Resort Casino is giving away 2-night stay plus dinner and golf or bowling for 2. Make any day your lucky day. Book now at FantasySpringsResort.com. Let me throw out the phone number there. If you're out driving around, you're listening on the ESPN LA app. We're also live on all our social in however you guys are getting the postgame show. 877-710-ESPN. 877-710-ESPN if you want to comment. Let's take a quick listen here first to Lakers head coach Darvin Ham.
Hey, Darvin, in the overtime, Russ created a lot of good shots inside. It seemed like mostly out of the side pick and roll. I just wondered if there was something that you were seeing from the defense or what Russ did to initiate that and how important it was.
I mean, just him having a smaller guy on him being able to get low, that's a hard pick and roll action to navigate, especially that area of the floor. Forces you to make a tough decision whether you're going to concentrate on the ball. And you know the roller is one step away from a layup, the screener that is. And having Braun up top, we know if nothing materialized out of the two-man game, we can easily kick it ahead for a quick drive or a shot. And we just went with that. And we took our time, used the clock properly, and executed. And he was in a great rhythm tonight. And, you know, it was beautiful to see. And really all of the guys that participated had their different moments throughout the game, but especially those guys that finished down the stretch.
Needless to say, you needed a win after allowing the 6-0 run to end the regulation. Darvin, just how important, how significant to pull out a win in whatever way you could?
It's huge. I mean, you've been there the whole ride, Mike. It gets difficult and disappointing when you are in these type of games and you don't come out on the right side of it. And we've been in a ton of them this year, whether it's late game situations, overtime situations, against the best of the best. And that's a hell of a team on the other side, the Knicks, and have a ton of respect for Coach Tibbs and his staff. And we knew it was going to be a dogfight coming in here. They're a physical ball club. You know, they beat you up on the glass. Has a lot of skilled players, you know, starting with Jalen. Julius, he never stops coming. And a bunch of guys that just play hard. So, yeah, it was great to come out on the right side of this one and to not just get to the overtime, but to get to the overtime and just take it up a notch, you know, make sure we finish the job.
Darvin, two quick ones for you. AD was seemingly in his own head about some finishes around the hoop that he didn't get, but he had one of the biggest plays of the night, guarding Julius Randle in the ending possession of regulation. What did you see out of his defense there?
Just, again, scrappy, multiple efforts. You know, I wish we could have seemed like for a little bit there we couldn't get a damn rebound, a defensive rebound, but just his communication, his activity, his energy, awareness, just being big and mobile. It goes a really, really long way on both sides of the ball for that matter. But defensively, we're just a different team when he's back there, and we know he's manning the paint. And with his activity and his mobility, it just gives us more confidence when we're pressing up on the ball and trying to be aggressive on the ball.
We spent so much time talking to you about LeBron scoring. Meanwhile, tonight he catches two of your contemporaries in the all-time assist list, and Mark Jackson and Steve Nash. How do those two skill sets interplay with one another to make him, you know, one of the best players of all time?
I mean, again, he's just a kid who's grown before our eyes, and the last 20 years at this level has done nothing but play the right way and make the play that's in front of him. Regardless of how much he's been criticized for a while for not taking the last shots and overpassing and doing all of that, he's just making the right plays, man. And you saw that again tonight, whether it was a rebound we needed, getting a stop, coming down, you know, finding teammates, scoring himself, just doing it all, man. That's what great players do. That's what all-time greats do. And you know, he's right up there at the top of the list with all of them.
All right, that's Lakers head coach Darvin Ham right there. So if you don't know, LeBron is now number 4 on the all-time assist leaders. So he passed Steve Nash and Mark Jackson tonight. Needed 9 to pass them both. I think he got, 10 or 11 just for good measure, just to make sure. 11 assists. Why not? Just go with 11 assists. So LeBron now just number 4 in the all-time assist leader and about to be number 1 in all-time scoring. If that doesn't – I can't comprehend. That doesn't really make any sense to me, but that's just what LeBron James has done. Lakers over the Knicks, 129-123 in OT. I'd say a couple calls here. Let's go to our good buddy Nate in Burbank. What's going on, Nate?
Sliwa, what's happening?
What's going on?
In the call.
What'd you think of the game tonight?
Hey, I like this lineup tonight. I like this starting lineup. I thought Rui was awesome. I thought the energy was great. I thought overall this was a much-needed win. And, I just think I don't know moving forward what they do with Rui, but I think you got to find a way to play him minutes. You know, you picked him up for a reason. He showed it. So I think that was a positive what we saw tonight.
Nate, appreciate you calling, buddy. I think it's interesting because I mentioned this right when we kind of got out the gate. Rui played 40 minutes tonight, and when he was talking to Michael and John, he's in the starting lineup, and I don't know if that's going to stay there, but it should stay there. Listen, and that's a great point by Nate on you got him for a reason, right? There's a reason why you put him on this roster. There's a reason why you went and traded 3 second-rounders for him, Kendrick Nunn, whatever you did. That's a need that the Lakers have. He shot 8 of 12 from the field. That tells you a couple things. A, he was efficient. B, he's taking the right shots. And C, he's not taking shots away from other players. He's just kind of getting it through the flow. And then the 9 rebounds, that is his capability. I want to see more from him on the defensive side. I think he could be a fantastic defender for the Lakers as well. Okay, let's do this. We got Russ coming up next, and I know we got more listeners out there that want to give their opinion, so I'll take more of your phone calls as well. Phone number is 877-710-ESPN. Lakers over the Knicks, 129-123 in OT. Stay right here. Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Hey, Laker fans, John Ireland here. Have you downloaded the new ESPN LA app? You got to get this thing. It's great. You can get Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap, and all of our Lakers talk with Slee right in the palm of your hand.
You're just one tap away from everything Lakers. You could even win Lakers tickets.
React to the Lakers on ESPN LA app.
Download the new ESPN LA app in the App Store or on Google Play.
One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There is no mistake. There's no mistake.
There's
mistake. The mistake. Come on. Seriously. Well, that's right here. It says mistake. Again. There's a mistake.
No! I'm an idiot. No, I cannot find that.
Something here?
Double the
Son of
I don't see it, no. There's a mistake on this page?
Yeah.
Oh, there's 2 thus.
There you are.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You beat Slee.
Yeah.
No, I can't find a mistake.
Look at the words. Still don't see it?
Find the... Yeah, there's 2 thus. You find the mistake. God, I feel dumb.
Oh, DD?
Yeah, you
it's
got
double DD. Am I the only one that got it?
All right, Points in the Paint all season long is sponsored by Vista Paint. Right now, local residents can take 40% off on factory direct high-quality Vista Paint products. A Vista Paint team member will show you how. Locally owned, manufactured, and operated since 1956. Visit VistaPaint.com and start saving. 62-54. Knicks beat the Lakers. Points in the Paint. Lakers beat the Knicks in the game. 129-123 in OT. Take a couple quick calls here, and then we'll get to Russ. Let's go to Ken in Newport Beach. What's going on, Ken?
Hi, Alan. Before I talk about the game, I just wanted to pay you a compliment. Years ago, I was in the music business. I had a chain of record stores, managed people, and I have a show on weekends on radio. It was partially sports, it was partially music. I don't think people realize how difficult it is to keep your composure if you're a fan of the team, and also to keep listeners. You guys do a great job, you and Travis, in the daytime, and you do a phenomenal job at night. So I just want to let you know that.
Appreciate that. Ken, you still there? All right, we lost Ken. All right, appreciate the compliment there. A couple things here, and I'm taking another call here. By the way, I think there is something about born and raised Laker fans. So, but I still think we could talk. Obviously, honestly, this game was very frustrating to be completely real. I just kind of didn't know what was happening. I tweeted this out. I don't understand this team. I feel like they have so much more talent than they show on a night-in, night-out basis. And listen, trust me, I know the roster is all over the place. AD has probably played in 50% of the games. But when you see them, and you only got to see them for a quick second, and then AD and Braun didn't play yesterday. We know, obviously, what happened against the Celtics, but I don't feel like they're a 24-28 team. I just don't. I feel like they're a better team than their record is, and there's a lot of teams that are playoff-caliber teams I feel like the Lakers can hang with or have hung with, but now you just got to – it doesn't even have to be pretty anymore. Just start getting wins. You're not it's not a luxury anymore of, you know what, you lost that one, it's okay. It's a necessity. You only have 30 games left, so they really need to come out and get all these W's. Joe in the Inland Empire. What's going on, Joe?
Hey, how you doing, Alan?
I'm good, Joe. What's going on?
Man, it's a pleasure to always talk to you. I'm happy we got the win today. Congratulations to LeBron on getting that top 4 on assists. I wanted to say, even like you just said, right, going into putting me on, just this roster's all over the place. Like today, our starting lineup was probably like one of our best looking ones that I liked, just having Troy Brown at the 2. But you already know that going into next game, Darvin Ham's going to put Patrick Beverly back in at the 2 guard spot. Like, please, like, I don't know if he likes to drink beers with Patrick Beverly or what. Like, can we please start Rui at the 3 or at the 4, whatever spot? And then can we please start Lonnie Walker? I don't like how we kind of banished him. Like, I kind of like how you said with the roster, like, we have more talent than we're using, and we're going to get Austin Reeves back. Like, is Darvin Ham going to play all the right players at the right time? Like, he's starting to make me kind of question him and those kind of things. Like, other than that, I'm happy AD's on 2 feet, and go Lakers.
All right, Joe. Thank you. Thanks for calling in. So we're going to get to Russ here in just 1 second. So just real quick to comment on that. I get it, too, that Darvin Ham, I think, is kind of trying to figure this out on the fly. Austin Reeves, Lonnie Walker were out for a long period of time. Austin Reeves still out. AD was out for 5.5 weeks. They just got Rui Hachimura in a trade. Pat Beverly wasn't available today. He's trying to mix Lonnie Walker back into the lineup. I think there's I got to figure this out. The problem is you're trying to figure it out while you're trying to move up in the NBA standings. Okay, let's take a quick listen here. Russell Westbrook on the Lakers win over the Knicks.
Russell, in that overtime, you created a lot of easy looks, a couple for AD inside, and the third one that almost finished. Darvin talked about some of that, like the side pick and roll action. Just wondered where you identified that and how you kind of decided to go to it.
Just figuring out what best works throughout the game. I had a smaller guy on me. Just close the game, controlling it the best way I know how to.
How significant, just given all the games that you guys have been in, and when a team makes a comeback like that, it can be sometimes demoralizing into an overtime. How do you kind of come out on top in that one? How significant?
It's executing, getting in the shot we want, and getting stops. We got stops on demand. It was big for us down the stretch.
You guys have been in that situation a handful of times, and it hasn't always gone well. Are you encouraged by the progress from Boston to here and standing up to some adversity late in the game and attacking overtime?
Definitely. You get a chance to kind of learn from your mistakes, at least me personally, get a chance to watch film and learn how you can execute down the stretch, getting good shots, miss and make, and getting stops, which was big for us tonight.
Sort of to that point, you guys, where you are in the standings, the 4 previous overtime losses you've been through, did it feel a little more at stake tonight? Just that you guys kind of had to break through over that hump?
Not really, but it felt a lot more control. Like we had control of the game, which is important, especially in overtime. Every possession matters, and it felt like we had control of the game.
You've seen as many different groups, lineups, availabilities as anybody this season. Is there a sense with AD healthy, with Rui now, that there's maybe just ground on your feet, more solid ground?
Definitely, man. We just take it day by day, and that's we got a lot of size, a lot of athleticism in the building, and to be able to use it is to our advantage is good, especially against bigger teams like the Knicks tonight.
It's been a handful of games, but how big of an impact do you think Rui's made?
Rui's great, man. Like I said before he got here, he was a great teammate, great guy, but he's a big body, man, and not just that, he knows how to use his size. He can do pretty much anything on the floor. I'm just happy now he's with us, and I'm happy to see him succeed.
You had the alley-oop to yourself off the backboard.
Yeah.
How did that play develop?
Well, I saw AD, but then his man dropped back last quick and get it right back. So, I never even thought I would try that in the game, but it just happened to happen today. So,
One more on that side pick and roll action, Russ. Is that something that you guys identify, or is it just something once you get out there and you see where your man is?
At least for me, it's a play that I like to use just myself. I can use it to post up. I can use it pretty much anything, especially when AD's playing. It's hard to stop because he's a dynamic roller, lob threat. It's hard to do a lot of different things at that position, so I try to utilize that play particularly to my advantage.
As a fellow elite passer, what did it mean to see LeBron move into, I think he's 4th now overall in career assists all time in the NBA?
Yeah, man, it's amazing just to see, his accomplishments along his journey, and to be top 5 in assists and to be soon to be, leader in all-time points is truly, a blessing to be able to see just from being his teammate and over the years playing against him as well.
All right, that's Russell Westbrook right there. When we come back, take more of your guys' phone calls, and we'll get a chance to hear from Troy Brown Jr. as well. Stay right here. Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Hey, Laker fans, John Ireland here. Have you downloaded the new ESPN LA app? You got to get this thing. It's great. You can get Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap, and all of our Lakers talk with Slee right in the palm of your hand.
You're just one tap away from everything Lakers. You could even win Lakers tickets.
React to the Lakers on ESPN LA app.
Download the new ESPN LA app in the App Store or on Google Play.
Postgame show.
Highlights from tonight's Lakers game and your reaction on the Lakers line. The Los Angeles Lakers on 710 ESPN.
Presented by Pizza Hut. Try the new Detroit style from Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Once again,
here's Alan Sliwa.
Lakers over the New York Knicks, 129-123 in OT. LeBron now 89 points away from passing Kareem for all-time scoring record. Lakers need W's. It feels a lot better to point that out after the Lakers get a win rather than these last couple of games where it's coming off an L. Obviously, LeBron didn't play last night, but played the triple-double for him at the Madison Square Garden, 28 points, 11 assists, and 10 rebounds. We are getting we're getting towards a stage of the season where 30 games left, where every game becomes so critical, every single game, and late game execution becomes everything, and the coach's decision becomes everything. If they'd have lost this one to the New York Knicks, this would have been one of the more frustrating losses of the season. And there is some desperation right now of where the Lakers are if they're going to give themselves a shot at making the playoffs this year. Take a couple calls here. JT in LA. What's going on, JT?
I think they hung up.
JT, you're there, buddy. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Oh, hey, Sliwa, what's good, man? No, actually, I'm in New York.
Okay, all right. JT, out in New York. Were you at the game?
Yes, sir. We've been at the game for last night in Brooklyn, and then before that, we were at the Boston one, the Heartbreaker.
Yeah, I think, did you call in after the Boston game?
Nope. That was my roommate here. That's
Okay.
Jaime. Say what's up,
All
Jaime?
right.
What up, Sliwa?
So you guys got the whole crew there. By the way, if you would have been to 3 games where they lost all of them, I would have vetoed you from going on the road anymore.
I would feel like I'm cursed. I'm the problem here.
What? Tell me what was kind of the atmosphere at the Madison Square Garden tonight?
To be honest with you, from the natives, it felt like to them it was just a regular Tuesday. But from the Laker fans that was there was definitely like a tense attitude in the air, like a bit of nervousness, a bit of anxiousness.
There should be.
And we just did not want to lose all these 3 games.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, JT, and I appreciate you calling in. And by the way, that's an awesome little road trip that you guys took to go to at Boston, at Brooklyn, at the Knicks. That's amazing right there. I'm with you. I kind of felt the same way. There is this kind of tension. You know, everybody here that's covering the game as well, we're all kind of walking around. It's like, is this game really going to overtime? Or when they, even in regulation, took a 6-7 point lead, you felt like, okay, hey, they started out 15-5. I think the Lakers were up. Then they'd go down 8. So it's certainly back. Rico in Anaheim. What's going on, Rico?
Hey, how's it going, Slee? I'm a huge fan of the show. Just wanted to say that real quick.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to put out some positivity out there, I've been watching this Laker team the whole season, and, they have a lot of grit. They have a lot of fight. If this was last year, we get down by 10, we get down by 8, that lead was going to balloon to 20. I haven't been seeing that team do that as much. And, I really think, I watched a lot of basketball. I think this team has a lot of resemblance to that 07 Warriors We Believe team. I think they can make that type of run if we're lucky to get into the playoffs. And I'm just trying to put some positivity out there. It's been a down year here and there, but I think we can make a run. Hopefully,
well,
maybe not a championship, but if we match up with Denver, someone whose number we have, and someone who's a bad matchup for us, I think we might have a shot. We got 2 top 10 players when AD and LeBron are right. Why can't we make a run like that?
Rico, stay on hold here for a quick second. So real quick, I will say this. I will say that I think what you're referring to about this team last year when they went down 10 or 15 or whatever the case is, it's going to go to 25 or 30. You're not wrong. This is not that team. However, that team last year won 33 games, and that was a really, really tough watch last season. So I agree with you on that part. And if they had any resemblance of last year, then I don't think there would be some optimism towards, hey, can the Lakers go on some kind of roll, something along those lines. It's not like, sometimes you'll get towards the end of the season, and whether it's baseball or it's football or even basketball, it's like, all right, they got to win their final 3 games here. So in order to get to the playoffs, so it's like as if the playoffs already started for whatever squad that is, whatever team that is. I know 30 games is still a big chunk of games, but you can't – I don't think they have the luxury now of losing 3 or 4 or 5 or something like that. They got to start being on the other end where they won 4 or 5, they won 6 or 7, they won 5 in a row. And if you don't, I mean, listen, I get it that there's a lot of teams surrounding the Lakers in the standings, but at some point you got to start winning games. And 28 losses, like I said, is 2 more losses than any of the teams in front of them in the Western Conference. They lost today. That's 3 games. Some teams have tiebreakers on the Lakers, so it is a good W because it ended up with a win. You still got 2 more games on the road here that you can come out of this road trip 3-2. You could come out positive. Even with everything that's already happened, you could still come out 3-2. And I think they have to do it. I don't think they really have much of a choice here, especially against the Pacers team that has lost 9 of their last 10. Oh, by the way, they've lost 9 of 10 because Tyrese Halliburton hasn't been there. Of course, Laker fans, looks like Tyrese Halliburton's coming back Thursday. Of course he is. Of course he feels unbelievable now. And then the last game they have on the road trip is the Pelicans. The Pelicans have lost 8 games in a row. Okay, let's take a quick listen here to Troy Brown Jr. on the Lakers win.
All right, Troy, after losing some difficult games in these types of situations where the other team comes back and ties it, takes it to overtime, what's the significance of just finding a way to get one?
I think the biggest thing for us is, like we talked about last game, just getting over that hump. Late game, we're up, we're in a position to win, and then we end up going to overtime. And just to see us gut it out, be physical. We played a very tough opponent tonight just with the Knicks and their physicality tonight, and I feel like we tried to come in and match that, so that was really good for us, and hopefully we could turn this into a couple of wins.
Individually, your role, your minutes have been expanding some, and as your play seems to be getting more consistent. What have you found in terms of a comfort level out there on the floor?
For me, I feel like I'm just trying to do everything on the court, regardless of what my stats look like or whatever is going on. Like it depends on the lineup I'm in with. Like if I'm in with Braun, I know Braun's going to carry the heavy load of scoring. So like for me, I try to lock in like defensively or like get offensive rebounds and create more possessions. Just little things that probably don't pop up on the stat sheet all the time, but like make a big difference on winning. So
yeah, in that context, what did you think of that bigger starting lineup today, where you're at the 2 and you're still a little bit different from when you're playing the 3, when you had 17 rebounds the other night? How does that impact the way that you play, if at all?
I didn't think it really changed a lot, honestly, today. I feel like just defensively it helped us having length on the wings and, having Rui being able to be that backup 4 for us, where it's like me, him, and Braun are switching on. It's like defensively, no matter who you switch on, we're still going to guard, So I think that helped us a lot. And then just creating that spacing on the floor, being able to drive and have guys cut and stuff like that, and then create open windows for guys to shoot. So I think it helped.
Troy, your last OT win was November 2nd against the Pelicans. 4 OT losses since then. Did it just feel that the stakes were higher to win this game, especially given Boston, especially given just like where you guys are right now?
I think the biggest thing for me, it felt the same, honestly. It was just more so, like I keep saying, about getting over that hump. Like, I feel like today we're getting into crunch time where, like, we got to make this playoff run, and that's just reality. We got to start making, moves and winning games and, just locking in. So today, just to come out and just see how focused Brian and AD and those guys were and to finish that out was definitely good for us, and we needed it.
All right, that's Troy Brown Jr. right there talking about how key all these games are. Troy, I just said that, Troy. All right, he's right. By the way, Lakers coming off a win against the Knicks, 129-123 in OT. Let's take one more quick call here, and then we're going to go to LeBron and Anthony Davis, who will be at the presser together. Jason in Huntington Beach. What's going on, Jay?
Hey, Sliwa, how you doing, man?
Good, man.
Appreciate you. Love listening to you and Travis during the day. You guys make it exciting.
Thank you, man.
Just wanted to start off. I kind of feel how you sound tonight. I mean, you usually always have that kind of nonchalantness about you, but tonight you sound a little more disappointed than normal. And I feel the same way. Like I feel like we shouldn't have gone to overtime tonight. We should have handled that game. I'm still stewing over last night. AD sitting that game out. Like that should have been another close, if not a winnable game. And then I'm like, I shouldn't be, but I'm still like disappointed in the OT with Boston the other night and losing that one. And I should be getting over this. I should be happy about tonight's win, but I still feel like I'm like not there, and I feel like you're in the same boat.
So Jay, you're 100% right, and I think we are on the same boat. Listen, they're 4 games below 500. They were about to be 6 games below 500. They had chances in regulation to close out that game. Bron had to play 43 minutes tonight. You just want them to make their life a little bit easier. And I think there is I don't want to, what's the best way that I can put it? They got to win. So I'd rather you get a win and they figure out, what they got to do to be better than get it off a loss, right? Just take the W and go from there. But I guess maybe I just have too high of not even expectations, hopes that I see teams in front of the Lakers in the Western Conference. I see that they compete against Boston and Philly and Milwaukee and Denver. There's some good teams that the Lakers have faced, and they're either beating them or losing in overtime, or they should have won that game, that you're waiting for that moment that we could sit here and say, there's 6 of 7 that the Lakers got. Lakers have won 7 of their last 9, 8 of their last 10. Wow, look at Lakers. They were in 13th place 3 weeks ago, and now they're sitting in 8th. I'm waiting for that moment. And they're playing, it's such a fine line that they're walking with only 30 games left, so maybe we're sharing the same view on it as far as the Lake Show go. All right, LeBron, Anthony Davis, they're both up at the podium right now. Let's take a listen.
Pull one out when there have been a lot of these games that have gone the other way, and you guys are still looking up in the standings and needing to go on a run at some point. Do you feel like there's something you can take from this and to crystallize and move forward with?
I just think we played good ball throughout 48 minutes tonight. I think we defended at a high level. We rebounded. We out-rebounded them by we got out-rebounded by 1, but we rebounded the ball pretty good, except for those 4 straight possessions in the fourth quarter, back to back to back to back. But I thought we was just we was in tune with the game plan throughout 48 minutes, and we did a good job of executing that both offensively and defensively.
And I know you're most focused on team at this point. We've been spending a lot of time talking about the scoring, but tonight you passed Mark Jackson and Steve Nash on the all-time assist list, and I know passing's always been kind of a point of pride. So how does that accomplishment stick out to you?
It's amazing because that's just what I love to do and get my guys involved and trying to put the ball on time and on target with my guys throughout the course of my career, and with another great group that allows me to see the space and see the floor, and I'm able to get it to them and try to get it to them, with the right type of pass. And but they have to make the shots, and they've done a great job of that, not only this season but over the course of my career. So it's pretty cool. And anytime you link with some of the greats, Mark Jackson played here, was drafted here by the Knicks, so super cool thing. And obviously we know what Nash was. I played against him for many years, and his ability to pass the ball was very uncanny.
Dan?
AD, LeBron's inside 100 points now. How close does this feel? How real does this feel? And what's the sense of excitement for the guys around the team to be a part of this?
We're very excited. It's a very huge accomplishment. I was fortunate enough to be here, when he went to second. And now, to be here chasing first, I think 89 points. So the team is very excited. Probably going to be a surreal moment, for all of us, but probably more so him. But Mike said, obviously he's all team first, and then, obviously whatever game it is, we want to be able to win the game, but team is all excited. We always congratulate guys for milestones. Him tonight, moving forth into all-time assists. Russ, when he had 24,000, and moving up in the assists the other night. So it's gonna be a big moment. And myself and I can speak probably for the whole team and organization. We just happy to be a part of it.
Say.
AD, I know you were giving yourself a hard time about some of your finishes around the bucket you couldn't quite complete, but considering how much pride you take in the defensive end, just to be a part of a stop to assure it's going to overtime, is that a step back in terms of coming back to where you were prior to the time away?
Yeah, really take pride, in myself defensively, and that's usually what I'm about with the team. getting on guys about just defense. Offensively, it is what it is. But defense is where we're going to win basketball games and win championships. So that's kind of my main thing. And Rui got a couple of fouls on Julius. Could have went either way, but I just wanted to take that matchup and make them shoot tough shots. And it wasn't just me. Bron had a hell of a help side, coming down to help to kind of make him think about it and shoot a shot after the buzzer. So it's time for us to kind of get back locked in defensively. We kind of took some slippage in that area, and a lot of it has to do with the rebounding. So play good for 24 seconds, and then they get an offensive rebound. So just taking pride on the end, and I felt just.
LeBron, you're 5,500 assists away from Stockton, so you just want to stick around long enough to get that one too.
Well, nah, man, I ain't thinking about that at all. I mean, that man played 19 seasons on 17 of them. We played 82 games or some crazy stat like that. Nah, I'm good on that. I'm good, but I'm happy to be linked with some of the greats, that's for sure.
BT.
For both of you guys, what impressed you the most about these greats tonight?
He was aggressive from the beginning of the game to the end. We don't want Rui to fit in. We want him to fit out. I mean, we don't want him to come in and just, be on some cool, because that's what he is cool. I mean, he's super cool, very, low-key, low maintenance. But his ability and what he can bring to our team, we need him to showcase that every night for us. And, AD said be aggressive from the very beginning, and he was that all the way to the very end, finishing off his performance with that block. So it's a great piece to have, and we're lucky to have him.
Kyle.
LeBron, sorry, you guys losing that.
Oh, what happened?
Same.
No, you guys losing that 6 points lead, obviously could have been discouraging. It could have really bled into overtime. I know the Boston game was unique, but you guys talked about how tough it was to overcome that disappointment in overtime. What do you think changed? What did you see in the huddle? And was there a sense among the team that our struggles here really have to turn around?
Well, I mean, the difference between here and Boston is obviously self-explanatory. I mean, we were up 6. We had an opportunity to kind of make some plays, but they made plays, and Jalen Brunson took a charge. We got to stop. The game was decided by the players. In Boston, the game was decided by the refs. So it was more demoralizing. We tried to, but obviously what happened in Boston was what happened. So tonight the game was decided in the regulation by the players. Two good defensive stops, Jalen Brunson stepping over for AD, and then AD locking down defensively. I'm giving a little help. So the game was decided by the players.
You have a question? Jovan?
LeBron, how's your foot doing? Yesterday, Darvin said you feel like it's significant.
Yeah. Every day is his own challenge, but I work myself around the clock, and some days it's better than others. Tonight it was good enough for me to get on the floor and try to make some plays happen for our team to win. So, it's a day-to-day thing.
Last two. This gentleman here in the front, and then we'll take Joe Barton.
LeBron, how conscious are you of the scoring record while you're playing the games?
Not at all. I didn't get to this point in my career by thinking about, records or how many points I have or whatever the case may be. I just play the game the right way. I approach the game every night on trying to be a triple threat by, scoring, rebounding, assisting, defending, and then, later, made the chips fall where they may. So, I think maybe when I get close, super duper close, maybe it'll be in the back of my mind or in the front of my mind, but I don't ever put that type of pressure on myself. I just go out and play.
Last question, Joe Barton.
The moment is starting to feel heavier because you're getting closer and it's coming.
No, it's not getting heavier because it's. I'm going to do it. I mean, it's just a matter of time and when I'm going to do it. But so it's not going to get heavy. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be in this league for at least a few more years. So yeah, I'm going to do it. So I'm not. It's not heavy at all. Appreciate it.
All right, that's LeBron James, Anthony Davis. Lakers get the win over the Knicks, 129-123. Bron 89 points away from breaking Kareem's record. Lakers 4 games below 500. Obviously, that's a critical number to pay attention to as well. See if the Lakers could start stacking up some W's here. Still a couple chances here. 2 games left on this road trip. They still can come out 3-2 in some shape, way, or form. Thank you to Michael Funches. Thank you to George Briones, and thank you to Laura Romo, as well as Josh Martinez on the on our social platform, our social team. Our next broadcast is not until Thursday. Tomorrow we'll be back. Keyshawn, Jay, Will, and Max will do their regular show. Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap, and then I'll do Lakers Talk tomorrow night, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., so please be a part of all our local coverage tomorrow. We'll continue to talk Lakers basketball. Next Lakers game, Indiana Pacers, 4 o'clock tip-off on Thursday. So pregame show is going to start at 2:30. Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. I'm Alan Sliwa. This has been the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Thank you for listening to Lakers basketball tonight. Game 52 of the season is in the books.
Lakers basketball on ESPN LA is sponsored by Subaru of Glendale,
the #1 volume Subaru dealer in California.
Lakers basketball delivered by new melts from Pizza Hut. Cheesy, crispy, and loaded with toppings for just $6.99. Enough for 2, price for 1. New Pizza Hut melts.